The following program is intended for mature audiences.
It's the music, movies, and shows you love.
As if we care.
And hate.
You ain't gonna like it none.
And love to hate.
I didn't expect that at all.
This is The Broken Remote.
Coming to you live on this Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. It is The Broken Remote. It always works better to do the intro by turning your mic on first. But I'll leave that video in just to act like an idiot that's never done this. I went to school and I did this professionally on the radio. And then you do it here and it's just utter car wreck. That's what it is. Toilet. I'll throw the toilet there. All right. So let's start with this one, Will, because we haven't talked a good Star Wars in quite a while, right?
Howard Stern would be so disappointed. More so in not turning the mic on first, but also probably in Star Wars now. Or
Yeah,
maybe
of course.
I don't know. I don't know what he's on now. Anyway, yeah.
You know, he signed to this new deal. And were you following
The Green New Deal with AOC? Of course, that's a 10-year reference. God help me.
Yeah, there you go. No, when Stern did the whole I'm leaving, I'm going to retire, Sirius XM doesn't want me, it ended up being a whole big bullshit story.
I saw something.
Came out this summer.
My dad is a fan of Stern, not only of his recent stuff, but I think more of the legacy of who he once was. So I am somewhat educated.
Yeah, well, I mean, his peak was way before you.
Oh, it was way beyond. Now he's still freaking out about COVID and not touching hands without, multiple wet wipes at the ready because he's a famous germaphobe next to Howie Mandel.
Yes, yeah, right. They always had that little thing in common. Now, have you listened to Stern recently at all? Because of your dad?
I've heard that he's a little. My understanding of Howard Stern in the modern day is basically, how do you say, pulling the ladder up out from under you, where he's just like, how can these shock jocks survive with their level of ethics? How can they say these things and be okay with it? It's like, Howard.
Right. It was your entire foundation of your brand. So I listened back I didn't listen in I forget where his first stop was. But I listened like the K-Rock days, 92.3. And, I listened for a good while. And ultimately, I stopped listening because it just kind of got tiresome. And then I found Opie and Anthony. And then Opie and Anthony were a far better product in their prime. But regardless, they went away. And all my friends are all diehard Stern fans. And they can't even stand the guy anymore. Like, he's just so old and doesn't really do anything from what they say, because I have not heard the show decades.
He has super famous people on his show every
I think it's an interview show
I think it's basically that. Yeah, it's like, so what do you think about what Renee Zellweger was saying there? It's like, that's so cool, Howard. I'm so glad they paid you $1 billion for this for 5 years.
It's just crazy. I can't mock because
him. He's in the 6'5" club, so we're technically brothers. So technically, Howard, I love you.
Yeah, I see. I get it. You guys are the same fraternity. But he came back and signed this deal, and nobody gives a shit, and nor should they, because the product is really terrible. Right?
I was going to say, we have more viewers.
That's true.
All 5 of them.
Fucking facts right there. I was amazed that he was able to pull off this local New York Post media spin and get the thing out there, because then it all ended up being bullshit, and they just re-signed a deal and all the rest of it. And that's it. And you never heard from him again. Although there was a picture I think I saw online, and it was him in like Central Park, and he didn't have his wig all fixed, and it was all
is it a wig?
Fucking fucked up on his head. Yeah, I mean, that's what everybody says. They all say it's a fucking wig. I mean, he's ancient now, right?
Yeah,
70
you think he just goes home, he just takes the wig off, he puts it on like a little thing, he's just like, another hard day, gets off his stilts, Gets a little bit shorter.
I mean, I couldn't possibly imagine being him, nor the money that he has squeezed from the radio Sirius XM Stone. I mean, he has derived every dollar you possibly could out of the medium, which is a dying medium anyway. Right?
Not
I mean,
yet. He still has a
it's
little bit
true.
more change to soak. That horse isn't done. Just being beaten a little bit more.
Your Sirius XM, like, why'd you pay him? Like, does he
You think
still have listeners?
it's not just a dying breath, dude. There's one guy who's like, this is how we're gonna make the big deal this year.
Yeah,
Bring back Howard Stern again. But anyway, we're doing Howard Stern. What happened with Star Wars? Because you sent me something earlier. I vaguely read it. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So if you have not heard the news, and I know that you have because I sent you the link, but Star Wars has, as many people know, its own section down in Disney World. And one of the parts of that Disney World Star Wars section was a hotel that has already famously failed. And the hotel was so bad and nobody went to it that ultimately Disney said, it's not making money, so out we go.
And if you have not watched it, there is literally a 4-hour video about this hotel on YouTube by Jenny Nicholson. It is fascinating. Not all of her videos are great, but that one is pretty awesome.
And is it? I haven't seen it.
So
I've seen videos of the hotel, not that one.
Basically goes there and she just goes through like the entire, because you're spending like, what was it, $6,000 for a weekend stay at this hotel?
Yeah, that was what was nuts. I think it's like something like $2,000 a night. It's like you gotta have hit the jackpot just to go to this.
It was $2,000 a night.
Was it? Yeah, I thought it was a. I thought it was
dead.
That was gone. Right. You'll get nothing and like it.
Yeah, Hitler was an artist. Now he's dead.
By his own gun, as they say.
Yeah.
But yeah, the hotel crashed. It was terrible. People that went to now, the videos that I saw, it looked kind of cool from the inside because it did look like you were in like Star Wars.
Yeah, you're in Star Wars. Like no one's gonna badmouth the design team for which you need like 4 different masters in engineering to even get a job. We're gonna. It's a small world at Disneyland. But right. I don't think that was where the problem started.
Small world, which has not changed in literally 100 years. I don't know how old. They haven't changed it.
They never can. No, they will die with that one.
Completely. And I saw a video where some mom was like, I don't know, I guess the ride broke down and the mom got out and like moved her kid and like got in the water. It was fucking, I was like, what is going on? Our fucking country is off its rocker right now in so many regards. But that hotel, it had no windows. You basically went into this warehouse.
You were looking at an LED blue screen for 3 days.
Yeah. And that's what it was. You were just in like a big giant warehouse with no windows that looked like Star Wars. And then I guess they had actors and actresses dressed up like aliens.
So there's like storylines you could follow. If you wanted to be like the rebels or like the Jedi group or something like that. And that part's kind of cool, but also, why?
Well, why? Who asked for this, right? All I wanted. Have you ever been to a Legoland hotel? Probably not because you don't have kids.
No,
right?
I'm not. I've not been to. Love Legoland.
Right.
But keep going. Like,
but no, the Legoland hotel has themed rooms, and you go into these themed rooms. If you don't go into like one of the regular rooms, and everything is like built with Legos and it looks like, and the chest is made of a Lego. When we brought the kids there when they were super young, they were just like completely flabbergasted with how cool the shit was. They were in Legoland, right? Like they were in a Lego movie.
It's the closest to being in Star Wars you're ever going to get.
Right. And like that's all you had to do with the Star Wars hotel. You didn't have to make it this $2,000 a night production with actors and actresses. Just make the goddamn rooms feel like you're in
It's also
fucking
just
Star
like
Wars.
A weekend, dude, is a while. That's
Yes.
a wild, like, like, a kid is gonna be wowed and amazed and all that other stuff, but you are doing amateur acting for 3 days
Yeah.
with
I mean, it's
with
gotta be
some great.
exhausting.
I'm sure everyone that was working at the hotel as an actor did a great job. I'm sure it was very thankless, tireless work where you pretended to be, like, the crew hand who has to know the Star Wars terms. But to be a parent going in there, and even if you like Star Wars, dude, and you have to pretend there's actually like the Empire, or not even the Empire, the First Order infiltrating the vessel for the 5th time in 2 days, you're just gonna be like, dude, I can't. I don't want to look at this franchise anymore.
No, you're just
That's
sitting there
dark.
and you're just like, fuck! What's going on?
Yeah. Can I go to my room? I'd love to go to my room, but then I realized I paid $6,000 to come here. The loss of time. I can feel the money leave me as I sit down just to catch my breath.
Just out the window. Well, there's no windows. So like in the air
there's nobody
conditioning
in.
deck,
So that's a
right?
good sign. Yeah.
Right. You're walking up and there's some stupid JV actor walking up to you. Are you part of the resistance?
Yeah. I'm not sure if you've heard.
No more.
Han Solo was asking earlier. Dude, shut up. Shut up. I can't.
Just enough.
Where's the bar?
Where is the end of this? Well, anyway, the end of that hotel came soon thereafter. Did it make 2 years?
No, I don't think it even made it 1.
Yeah, I think it was 1 year, right? Might have been 1 year, 2 years tops, and it was gone. So
it's one of those things that, like, they had in the management meeting, like, this is going to be great. Everyone's going to be coming to this hotel. And then the moment it's open, like, as it's coming together, going, this might be a bad idea, but I don't think we should tell Susan in accounting. Otherwise, she's going to be real mad.
Well, Susan in accounting's coming up to the whole Star Wars hotel team, and she's like, have you guys seen the recent numbers? Not good.
Are they great? I bet they're great. I have a feeling they're great. Tell me they're great.
The hotel's at 25% capacity.
That's great! That's just great!
So, hotel closes. The newest news where we started this whole thing was that it has just been released that Disney has pivoted on the core story that is told throughout their current Galaxy Edge Star Wars section of Disney World, where they are pivoting from the sequel trilogy and are now inserting all of the original trilogy cast of characters.
You mean the reason they paid $4 billion? That's so crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
That said, I do keep thinking about this. Like, right now, everyone hates the sequels. I mean, I think they're bad, clearly.
They have aged worse.
Do you think the way I look at the prequels, where I have this fond nostalgia for having grown up with them, and even though there's a lot of flaws, people kind of respect them now. Like, now they're being welcomed in the franchise a little bit more. Do you think that will happen with the sequels once that current generation comes of age? Because that I don't know. I don't know, dude.
Not as much. There's as much chance of that happening as me becoming a girl at my age. It's not happening.
Hey, you know.
Yeah, I'm saying, even today.
Stranger things.
Stranger things have happened. Oh, we'll get to that in a second.
And next, that's a segue.
We'll get to that in a second. That was a little too early. We should have pocketed that for later. But there is not a chance in hell. And go back through the Broken Remote archives and go find some of our earlier work talking about Star Wars, because we did a couple of deep dives into Star Wars and how bad it was. But no, those sequels are never coming back. Ever.
That said, you say that, but I think there's a Rey movie coming out, and they did just do a shakeup, apparently, again, because I think we covered this literally a year ago. Kathleen Kennedy is apparently out again.
Yes,
and your boy Dave Filoni
is
taking over, which I'm not sure if we still like him. I don't think we do anymore. I think we've kind of
become full circle. He's become Dave Filoni, Felonious Muggs. He's Felonious Muggs.
Felonious Muggs.
He's no well. I shouldn't say he's no good. He's better than Kennedy, but I feel like he's a one-trick pony.
He's contributed more to the franchise, I will say, because he did that Clone Wars cartoon that everyone seems to really like, that I've never watched, but I will believe the fans.
Yes, I agree. He's done more.
Kathleen Kennedy was there.
Yeah, she was the driver behind the car that plowed into the gigantic Christmas crowd in the middle of the Christmas village. Right?
Well, she had the bravery to go, what if we put my OC into Star Wars? Just like every kid does when they watch it when they're 12 years old and go like, what if Rich and Will the Jedi came in and they high-fived Luke Skywalker and said, "Cowabunga, dude, let's go stop the new Sith Lord."
Nice.
And then Kathleen Kennedy was like, that's a great idea. I'm going to actually do that in the movie.
She couldn't get out of her own way.
Still doing it, yeah.
And we've talked about Kennedy. It's just crazy to see because you can see her names in like fucking E.T. in the very beginning. You're like, holy shit, Kathleen Kennedy.
She was very integral to making sure that she organized the lunch orders for everybody on the set of E.T., okay?
And she got placed in charge of this property. And here's the deal. You've been in Hollywood this long, right? You're talking 4 decades. And over that time, you should have acquired some knowledge, some aptitude. You should know a little something about the business, the industry, and branding.
They call it the Kennedy curse. You'd figured it would get her instead of just the leftover the movie she made.
Kennedy curse, jeez. Shots fired. Back into the left. Back into the left. Well, she did. She shot this fucking brand right between the eyes.
She done this.
Blew the brains right out the back.
We talked about Indiana Jones, right? We talked about that one. That was that was like 2 years ago still, but I still think about it.
Oh, the Dial of Destiny? Yes, that's also in the Broken Remote archives.
I was going to say, I'm sure we've spoken about that one because
I didn't know if you were talking about the Indiana Jones, the stunt show that went awry and the big giant ball fell off. You can
literally just call it the new version of Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. Remember that Broadway show that came out for like a hot second?
Oh,
and then, like, the
Spider-Man that's
getting injured.
That's a good reference right there. I forgot about it.
Broadway reference for you crazy cats out there.
God, remember they couldn't get that goddamn show off the ground. It was delayed like a year because they couldn't figure out how to do all the harnessing.
But you know what's crushing it on Broadway right now? Stranger Things on
Broadway. No, hold on.
By the way, that's also there.
Hold on. No, we can't get into it yet. We're not done here. So, Kathleen Kennedy gets put in charge of this, ruins it. Filoni's going to take over, et cetera, et cetera. We talked about all that kind of stuff. But now they're going to literally chop up everything in the fucking park and put it all back to the original trilogy because it has gone so bad. How do you do that?
Funny. It is kind of funny. Like, now, granted, it could be because Filoni's going in. It is also really funny they're doing this as she's supposedly leaving, which, you know, if you're connecting basic dots, you're kind of going, well, is it because she's leaving? And their like first order of business was, why the fuck are we doing this? Let's patch up the most obvious Band-Aid here.
Now, I was thinking about
insane hubris, dude, to have like a bunch of bad movies in a row and then make your theme park, which is based on entirely nostalgia at this point, maybe a few good new aspects of the property, and go, no, none of the nostalgia.
Right. No,
only my things that weren't even that good. That's what this is.
Is it probably the biggest botch brand acquisition ever?
Greek tragedy levels of hubris. Okay, that's what we're dealing with here. Like, this is like the siren's call of, I am just as good of a storyteller as these people. And by me being a storyteller, I mean I handed this over to Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams, who did the largest, most expensive phone and we've seen in some time.
I mean, you couldn't have fucked anything up worse than Rian Johnson did with The Last Jedi. Again, go back in the archives. We covered that.
Oh, we covered it a few times. Yeah,
we covered it. And it was fantastic too. Our coverage was a little Yoda
coverage, fantastic, greatest coverage I've ever seen. I was listening to coverage. Like, I had Rian Johnson. Did you watch
Rian Johnson? Did you not like the guy?
Did you watch the new Rian Johnson? Dead Man Tells Us.
No, I have not. I have not. We'll get to that in a second. But
no commentary. Then okay, I won't say anything.
Like, again, and I don't want to put us back into the fucking DeLorean hit 88 miles an hour, but I mean, I can't think of.
She's
And
waiting to
why do
ruin
you
that franchise.
buy?
She's gonna
Why do
get
you?
that one next.
Yeah, right. Why do you buy a property for $4 billion and not like utilize the goodwill? Why do you chop up and piss away all the goodwill? And like that's all it is. And it's admitted if you're actually getting rid of all the stuff that you tried to pivot to, only to pivot back to what you originally bought the shit for.
It's just so funny that it's once she leaves. It's the fact it's the timing, dude. That's the best part. It's like it's not even her admitting defeat. Like she's going out being like, I will never say I was wrong. And no one and like the moment she's like really out of the scene or has no real power or influence, then everyone's gonna start talking shit like in house. Everyone outside's already doing it.
Oh yeah,
Everyone's
of
got an
course.
opinion. I think that matches up to this. But the moment like she's dead, dude, like oh my god, documentaries that are going to come out about like her
They
level of
should.
her level
She
of
fucked up the Star Wars franchise.
The Acolyte is the greatest thing I've
Oh
ever
God,
read.
the
I
fucking
was
Acolyte.
so glad to give them $500 million. I'm so glad the budget for Acolyte almost matched what we gave to Andor. Definitely worth both
Right.
guesses.
Okay, so outside of Andor and Mandalorian, right, which Mandalorian basically was Mandalorian kind of saved the Disney Star Wars franchise.
I think it gave everyone like hope. They're like, oh, maybe they know what they're doing.
And you can credit Favreau for that because everything that I've understood is that was Favreau's baby. I know
Yeah, that was his idea.
Filoni,
He wanted to do a Boba Fett, they wouldn't let him, and then that's how that came out.
right. And then ultimately, I don't know what happened. I guess he probably, because we talked about this too, I guess at a certain point, Favreau either got tired of it or saw the writing on the wall, and he slowly bowed out to
It
Filoni.
could be as easy as, dude, he just thought the story was done. He's like, you know what,
Could
this is
be.
what I wanted to do. I'm John Favreau. I've been successful for 20
he's like a
years.
Hollywood guy.
Yeah, I was
He's
going to
got
say,
fucking interests.
I brought the MCU into existence. I made Elf the most popular Christmas movie. I made my Star Wars show.
Yeah, he creates new shit, and then
I'm going on vacation. What could you possibly do to ruin this when I'm gone?
Right. He's talented. So he doesn't have to stay within the confines of one single property. So yeah. But he kind of saved the Disney Star Wars property, and then Filoni's got it and all the rest of it. And then obviously they had who was I forgot his name again, but the brainchild behind Andor. Do you remember his name?
Fuck, I'm totally forgetting his name.
Yeah, me too.
You're talented.
But he was
I know that.
Yeah, like his show was legitimately awesome, right? So
it's been 2 shows. I'd say 1.5 shows because Mandalorian's still technically going as much as we don't want.
Yeah, that movie's gonna suck.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good. But the first half of Mandalorian was like, it's like this is what we've been waiting for, and then you get Andor, and you're like, yes, more of this, please. And then I think there's like some mini series where they do a bunch of animators. They just make like a random Star Wars story. It's like nothing.
Oh, I've heard about it. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
It's like, oh, I'm making a story about a Sith from like 4,000 years ago that doesn't matter at all to lore, and then just makes him like a Ronin samurai. It makes like a
and they did it in different veins of animation. I think, yeah,
and that's so cool. And then they
look
at that
and novel idea, something new.
It's just like, what if we did not that and made another really expensive show that no one likes? Like, no, stop. Why?
I'll just we can end the Star Wars thing here with just a question. Has there ever been a bigger botching of an established brand more so than Disney purchase of Star Wars? You know, like there's been brands that died out.
There's been brands that have been milked, like, but I like this the changing of the like I would say the SpongeBob franchise is one that was a brilliant idea by a young animator who was like, I was a fry cook, but I wanted to be an animator. I'll make a show about it, and I like sea creatures, so that'll be that. And then he did his 3 seasons, and when I'm taking a break, and then Viacom went, who the fuck do you think you are? Do you have any idea how much money this flipping sponge prints for us every day.
Writing.
This is going to be the new Simpsons.
We need
shut
more.
your mouth. This is going to be toothbrushes, mouthwash. Kids are going to dream about SpongeBob.
Right. Well, you just mentioned The Simpsons. Simpsons have been on forever.
Oh,
Disney
Disney
acquired that, right? Like, isn't that a Disney property now?
Yeah, is it?
Or did they
have
just
Fox, right? Don't they have Fox? Is that why?
I don't remember. Or did they purchase the rights to? I thought Simpsons was originally on the Disney Plus launch, but maybe they just have rights to distribute.
Matt Groening needed to buy his 35th neighborhood, so he needed to sell it. Right. You don't understand, dude.
But that's a property and a brand that has withstood the test of time. That shit's been around since the 80s, like a little bit past. That goes all the way back to Tracy Ullman, where the original cartoon came from, and the Tracy Ullman show, not hers. It's Matt Groening, but that's withstood the test of time. And I there's been other brands. I'm thinking of like the Hulk Hogan brand completely just kerplumped.
Really?
I mean, for different reasons, obviously.
A little bit different, yeah.
But I just can't. Star Wars was so fucking established, right? Like, not even like Star Trek wasn't as a revered a brand. So it's fall from grace.
That one's also getting milked to hell. Also by J.J. Abrams' lackeys. That one, I don't care about Star Trek at all. But
it hasn't taken such a black eye. I mean, this new Starfleet Academy show that's come out, that's all over X right now.
Yeah, my dad, I think, watches one of them. I don't know if he watches that one, but he watches one of the Star Treks, and I watched 5 seconds, and I went, time travel? Get me out of here.
Well, have you seen the new one that's everybody's shitting on?
No, I'm not even sure this exists. There's like 8 different Star Trek shows, and I don't even care about the William Shatner one.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can pull up you gotta see this. Where's the official trailer? Is this it? All right, hold on 1 second. Let me pull this up. Hopefully you can hear this again, and let's flip over so that you can see what everybody's talking about. You ready for this one?
No.
Here we go.
Starts now.
Caleb.
Wow.
What's that one?
Looks Star Trek-y. That's cool.
Oh, they got the piano soft music. That's nice.
When we have our own ship, we are going to go visit Earth. That's right.
Bye-bye, Mommy. Wow, looks really cool. Looks science fiction. Looks cool.
Hold on to how much
they
you
got the
hate me
soft
right
piano
now, kid. It'll keep you warm at night.
Paul Giamatti.
Find him!
That's Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, that was him. That's the end.
Caleb, I've been looking for you every single day.
Oh, no.
For the last 15 years.
A lot of...
Come with me to Starfleet Academy. The Federation
Wait, that's...
will help you find your mother.
Okay, they actually got actors in here. I recognize these voices.
That is the
That's
school.
a lot of her. Is she the lead?
I guess.
Oh, no, I think she is.
Being a cadet in Starfleet Academy means being open to the people around you.
Oh, no.
I Sam. Sometimes I feel invisible, but mostly awkward.
Let's go! Show me your
You're cracking my balls, man.
I want to be captain. I need to be captain.
I've heard that you are the center of the universe.
What is this?
You nothing.
A warrior does not let a friend face
Wait.
danger alone.
Is this just Hogwarts but Star
I've seen
Trek?
my life getting away from
Just
stuff,
keep watching.
letting someone in. It's hard.
Oh, I hate
If I lose control, I can hurt people.
Doesn't scare me.
Wait.
I'll owe you something.
They're in school? That's it?
Is coming with
Kind
a
of.
big red bow just for you.
Is anybody listening?
Wait.
Why does everything have to be a full-on lesson in this place?
Because it's a school, Caleb.
Okay, so there's like higher
It's time
stakes
for you to
than...
stop telling the story. Be a part of it.
Okay.
And that was followed by clips off of Twitter. And if I could find the clip, because then it started going Starfleet Academy. I'm not going to be able to pull it up, am I? I'm probably not going to find it on the fly here. But anyway, this I wonder if I could find it on X. Let's go to X and let's see if I can find it real here. What was it? Starfleet Academy. Starfleet Academy? Is that what it was? And let's see, media, just to make sure that we got this on here. But there was, here it is, this right here. Is that playing? It's not playing.
No, I got nothing yet. So this literally just like them, like the Harry Potter, but in the Star Trek universe, where it's just like the whole point was them going to different planets. And I mean, it's basically, I mean, Star Trek was basically just like a game of D&D where there's like, oh, we're explorers. Here's a new alien society that we crafted out of the blue. Here's their issue. On to, it's what Mandalorian was. What do you call those? Not like a bottle episode. It's something different, but it is kind of like every episode is kind of a little bit separate or explore. I don't know why I'm getting this. It's just this does not seem like what the original one was, and I'm not really sure what the appeal was.
No, not at all. And I'm not going to be able to find this. The one video that everybody was posting. See this picture here, but there's a video, and see here it is there. But I'm trying to find the video of it so I can play it. But they're talking, and it's here it is.
We're not far from the Badlands, Captain. Subspace instability may be creeping in, and we're the first to chart it.
These would make an excellent practical study module for the Spatial Harmonics Lab, Captain.
All right. Well, let's not total the ship on our first run.
Captain, I'm picking up sources of tachyon interference.
I will say, so the one I watched with my dad, they were talking about time travel, dude. I cannot, as you know, I cannot stand time travel in most stories, like 99%.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's just like,
we talked about that, yeah.
But like the one I was watching, it was like time travel was hugely integral to whatever the plot was about how someone was someone's Spock's sister's fourth cousin 5 times removed. And it was just like, I can't listen to actors say fake science words about time travel,
right?
And then have everyone look scared on the screen. Dude, nothing drives me.
That was the first J.J. Abrams Star Trek.
I know, but it's just, come on, dude. Why?
I mean, because
why do they do this?
They just run out of ideas and they run out of logic, and then they just have to shoehorn bullshit into their stories to make wherever they want to get to. They have to be able to make it work, and so they just make up stuff. So time travel cures a lot of ills.
That's what I'm
go see Avengers,
Rey movie,
right?
When Rey goes back in time to hang out with Luke, and then she actually saves Luke and actually does everything Luke does in the original trilogy, but like better.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I remember reading this very loud.
Any of what I said is accurate. I'm mad.
I remember reading very loud rumors across the internet that the reception to the sequel trilogy was so bad, and everybody finally accepted it, even at Disney, that I remember reading rumors that they were thinking about doing a reboot. Right, and they were thinking about doing a reboot using time travel or something.
Bold move, dude. That is an admission of failure right there.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it was years ago, and I think they've now just said no, it's over. It is what it is, and we're just going to live with it. Although, again,
that's going to be some other underpaid writer's job to figure out what the fuck we wanted.
Right. But it would have been a way to try to salvage the old characters, because really, I mean, if you're a fan of the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, I don't know. I don't even really think about the sequel trilogy as anything related to the characters, the story. I associate more of the original books and comic books and all that stuff as the continuing story. But talking about all of these stupid tropes to fix a storyline, and we've we mentioned it a couple of times here. Why don't we get into Stranger Things?
Woo!
Because I have finished the series.
See it now on Broadway for tickets that are way too expensive.
Yo, do you want to start there? I'll just first say this.
I know because I was looking at tickets for 2 weeks ago with my girlfriend, and they are too fucking expensive. Now, granted, it was right before the finale came out, but still.
Well, I can't believe that Broadway production is such a pivotal fucking piece to this storyline.
So you looked up what it had too, did you?
I had to.
Yep.
I had to. Here's a note to all content creators, and I'm talking more like movie and TV and all the rest of it, but
no
books. Stop writing stories that have such gaping holes or where you run out of ideas that you have to retcon your old shit to make the new stuff work. It's just so pathetic and sloppy and taints the end product. I'll never think of Stranger Things the same now that I've seen the last season and the finale.
Okay, so looking at a few different things, I'm not going to mention this weekend's ticket price because those are, okay, it's the weekend. People maybe got a show a while ago. This is what they paid, and maybe just inflated because I'm looking so late. But next Wednesday, it's still over $100 to get like a mezzanine fucking seat for this show, dude. On a Wednesday, I'm sorry.
Have you heard anything about the show?
No.
I can't imagine it's good.
It's a musical. The Vecna just gets so it starts.
Is it a musical or is it a play? Is it a theater production?
I think it's a theater production, but it's like, this isn't some artsy kid who made a theater production for, he had a great story to tell. This is, when like an animated movie came out when you were a kid, and then they would release the Sugar Bomb cereal like crossover to the movie.
Yeah, I know.
This is like the way more posh version of that.
It's fucking nuts, dude. They came out with a Broadway play, theater production, whatever it is.
Was it Stranger Things Turn Off the Dark? What was it called?
Yeah. Dark. No, dark. Is it Turn Off the Dark?
First Shadow. It's
First Shadows.
Okay, I was right. I'm going to say I was right.
It's the Spider-Man one. Wasn't Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark?
Yeah, it was Turn Off the Dark.
Yeah. And if that was your joke, it completely went over my head.
That's fine. We take what we can.
Is that what you're going for? God damn it.
You are a stupid asshole.
That's exactly what he is.
Oh, literal Rich. He fucked up another one. I constantly just fucking flush my yes. So Stranger Things Turn Off the Dark turned out to be nothing with any of the main characters at It's just Vecna. And he's not even Vecna. He's just
which
the
is
kid.
Also a very weird retcon because like the last season 4 was so cool because he was just like pure evil and all this other crap. And then I guess out of nowhere they're like, actually, what if he was originally a good guy? And the Mind Flayer, which was, I mean, let's just do spoilers at this point because
no. This is full of spoilers. This is full spoilers now.
And sorry to whoever's listening because I know half the people that I'm friends with that watch Stranger Things. Basically, it sounds like gave up in season 3. So you are lost in what I'm talking about.
It's too late. We're going right in now. I wish I'd given up on season 3 because here's a show that obviously, I think I mentioned it last week. But this thing fucking mirrors Game of Thrones. This is an idea gone long without forethought on how to end it, with retconning after the fact just to try to figure out what'll be logically acceptable. You know what I mean?
It's just weird. The Mind Flayer they also forget about in this season. And the Mind Flayer, for those you don't remember, is the weird spider creature they have in basically every single ad post season 1.
Right.
That they kind of sidelined in the second to last season. And then they remembered in this season, but also went, we're not going to show him or mention him at all until the very last episode. And then all of a sudden he takes center stage again when they go, oh shit, that's right.
And why don't we just do, we'll steal from Marvel yet again and we'll just make him into a Venom symbiote. Okay.
That was the
Sounds
weird thing,
good.
dude. Was like I thought it was cool that the castle he was in was like the upturned spider creature. Which, dude, I feel so bad if you don't.
Which was the Mind Flare.
If you haven't watched this season, the things I'm saying sound so fucking ridiculous. But that was cool that it was the spider creature. But dude, what was that throwing him in at the last 5 seconds? That came out of nowhere.
It came out of nowhere, and I'll just say, as did all of this. This entire storyline after maybe season 2 or season 3 has been completely made up after the fact, and they have just tried to find a way to shoehorn this into some kind of manageable story that makes sense, and it just doesn't, right?
Low-key, though, my favorite part of this entire season and the last 2 seasons is kind of what you're describing, where they just throw random shit at the wall, and then the characters who should have no idea what's going on just go, oh my God, I just figured out what we could do. Rich, so you're this microphone, and I am this pair of headphones, and Vecna is the air around us. So he's like here all the time, but here's the thing. What if he's not? What if we can use this thing of water right here, which can pretend to be these mind particles that are just suddenly existing now, and running an electrical current through this, we can actually disguise ourselves, and therefore we will have the writers forget that Demogorgons exist and not have them in the last episode.
The Demogorgon running electricity through a Demogorgon, and that became, what was it? That was the antenna?
That was my favorite. That was entirely random.
Oh, that was a means to get Will back into Vecna's mind.
No,
right?
That was so that Will could figure out what his sexual orientation was. I'm like,
oh no, wait, we're saving that.
Okay, yeah, that's the end. Yeah,
we're saving that. But, so your point that you were just talking about, in the fact that it was one of the things I couldn't do it after a while. It was every episode had at least 2 groundbreaking, I know what to do, in a meeting with everybody.
God, I figured it out.
And an answer to the puzzle that was at hand. With shit that was so convenient, right? Again, had this thing taken place anywhere after like 95, it never would have worked. But very convenient, and that's fine. I get it. It's just a cheap show for kids,
So many times, though, dude.
It was too much. It was too much.
The most was by far the what was it? The Maya Hawk, when she's like using their records, be like, oh my God, so this is Vecna, and this is the mind that they're in right now. And they're able to run through, like, they're just spouting information that no one should have access to.
It was 8 episodes of spouting information so that you knew what you were watching. I don't want to do that.
Consistent, dude.
It was just all dialogue the whole time. From even like when who was the blonde that was dead the whole time?
The brother sister, like Lucas and his sister, when they both have epiphanies and they're both explaining their crazy plans. Like, that might just be crazy enough to work. Like, dude, are you serious?
But I don't, like they bring the red-haired girl back. Who was the red-haired girl? She dates the black dude, Max.
At this point, I was like, I know she's a good actress, but she did not need to be in this show.
But how is Max? They never really explained it.
Yeah, in the Sherlock Holmes Mind Palace. I don't know. She just is there. I thought she was.
When all the other kids are in the abyss, because they're all plugged in, she is not. But she is.
Yeah, but she is.
That's exactly it. Right? And they never explain that.
But Rich, have you considered how cool nostalgia is? Because that's what the Duffer Brothers did. If you just paid attention to how cool nostalgia was, Rich, maybe you would understand the plot a little bit more.
I love nostalgia, and so do the Duffer Brothers. Because
yes, they do.
To your point, this whole fucking show in the end was so nostalgic, it was just outright stolen. The whole thing was stolen. I mean, think about this whole end of the season. They made Vecna into Darth Vader, basically. They just did the whole Darth Vader deal. And
explain the Darth Vader. Oh, you mean how he's like, oh, you're misunderstood, and then Well, he still
Yeah,
stayed
he
evil,
was a
but I
young
mean,
kid, and then he was corrupted, and he was corrupted by the Emperor in this place,
that
the
part
Mind
was
Flayer.
just so weird. Where it's just like I guess the last season had it portrayed as like, oh no, this was all completely random, and now out of nowhere, it's just no. Actually, this was all evil interdimensional spider monsters, evil plan all along. And to understand more about that, please stay tuned to our Broadway show.
Yes, right?
Whenever you get a chance.
If you want to understand what you're watching in this fucking show, you have to go to a Broadway show to understand the whole backstory. Outside of that 5-minute thing where they showed you the little kid.
Which, by the way, we're not joking about for anyone who's listening, because which I did, if you read the Wikipedia article,
I had to too.
What it's about, it's like, oh, this is really critical lore information about Vecna that they did not explain at all.
Utterly foundational.
Yeah. Like all the whole thing apparently about the season where it's just like, oh, by the way, there's this quarry that he's scared of. Guess where that's covered? The Broadway show.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? What
so
the fuck?
Dumb.
Yeah. All this other stuff. If you watch the Broadway show, then you would understand the intricate lore that we were getting at. Bro, what the fuck?
I mean, it was insane that they put so much into the play and then explained it in like 3 seconds in this whole thing. But I have to finish this because the thought process of how they just stole so much of this. And I was talking about the Darth Vader thing. When he starts talking, I'm like, oh, he's Anakin Skywalker. And then he even did from the Obi-Wan.
You know, the more you put it, now I'm
series.
really thinking about his last little bit with Will, where he's like, you can help us fight it. And I'm like, yeah, now it's making a lot of sense what you're putting down.
They even took from the Obi-Wan series, remember when he slashed his helmet and he was like, you know, you didn't kill Obi-Wan, or you didn't kill Anakin, I did. Right?
Yeah.
That was the same thing when Vecna was like, no, I joined it myself.
I
joined
it willingly, yeah.
Yeah, like it was the same shit, dude. And going throughout the show, there was so much. Have you ever heard, or have we ever talked about, and this is what I just laughed my balls off with, about the who was it? It was Kevin Smith. The Kevin Smith Superman story. Have we talked about that, or have you heard about it?
I feel, is that the one he did with Nick Cage? I don't know why I'm thinking that. But
well, the Nick Cage, yes, they did end up kind of referring to it in The Flash.
Because Nick Cage is like, he's as big a Superman fan as Jerry Seinfeld there. So that's like their dream role. But anyway, keep going. So wait, what the hell did he do?
All right, so they did reference this when what do you call it? When they did Flash and they did the Nick Cage cameo in The Flash, they did a reference to the Kevin Smith story in it.
Remember when Tom Cruise said this Flash movie was the greatest thing he's ever seen? God.
No, I don't remember. Did he really say that?
To be alive. It was him. He's like, this is what movies are supposed to be. It's like, Tom Cruise, this is why you're in Scientology. Let's calm down.
All right, hold on. This is it, and this is it's 9 minutes. And
that's a little long.
It's a little long. All right, so here's the gist of it. And you should look it up and watch the whole thing. But basically, Kevin Smith says, I got hired to write a Superman script. And so I write the Superman script, and then they bring me in to talk about the script. And Warner Brothers like, dude, we love the script. And he's sitting down, and he's like, and the guy that's talking to me, he like lays down on this couch. And all of a sudden, he's like, not looking at me, and he's talking, and he's like looking at the ceiling. You know, we love the script, and the script is so awesome. But you know what would be awesome is
it would be great
if Superman was at his Solitude Fortress, and then he had to fight off a whole bunch of villains. And Kevin Smith's like, yeah, it's man, how do I say this? Like, it's the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah.
Like it there he doesn't
well,
fight
now you're
anybody.
Just describing the James Gunn movie. Yeah.
Fortress of Solitude. It's just the Fortress of Solitude. And they're like, yeah, no, we understand that. But like, it would be really awesome if you just fought all these bad guys at the Fortress of Solitude. And he was like, yeah, no, I mean, I'll think about it, but like, yeah, it doesn't really work in the story. And you know what else would be awesome? And the guy cuts him off. He's like, okay, I don't know. What else would be awesome? If Spider-Man fought, Superman fought a giant spider. What a giant spider?
Real? Did you really
Yeah,
say that?
yeah. Go search up YouTube and look Kevin Smith's Superman script. And he goes, fight a giant spider. And Kevin Smith's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to do that. That's not it. So
you're not paying me enough for this.
Yeah,
No,
this is
thank
probably
you.
not the best alignment here and partnership. And why don't we just chalk this up to a nice try and we'll move on and move along our way. So anyway, Kevin Smith ends his story by going, and then like 3 or 4 years later, out comes this movie with Will Smith. And it's called The Wild Wild West. And if you guys remember,
how have I never heard this part of the story before? I've heard the first part with like the couch thing. I've never heard this next part. Keep going.
And the Wild Wild West movie featuring Will Smith at the very, very end features a big, gigantic mechanical spider. And do you know who the producer on that movie was?
No, but I'm going to look it up now. I'm assuming it was the same dude.
It's that dude. It's that fucking dude. And so that's how his story ends, is that the fucking producer that was trying to get him to shoehorn a giant spider into his Superman script ended up shoehorning the giant spider into the Wild Wild West movie.
But have you thought of how fucking badass it would be to have a giant spider in
Yo,
your Superman movie?
So when I'm watching the final season of Stranger Things, and I am just seeing story after story get ripped off throughout this whole thing, especially the last episode, and the Darth Vader got ripped off, and Avengers gets ripped off, and this gets ripped off, and this fucking spider comes out of the ground. I just kept thinking to myself, like, I wonder if they just are fucking with everybody. I wonder if they heard that Kevin Smith story and they were like, let's just fucking do it. Let's put a big giant spider in here. Just like Kevin Smith was
going
talking
around
about.
Where it's talking about like them on the last episode, and it's basically just the Duffer Brothers being like, we gotta have like something happen in this episode. Like, we're the Demogorgons, and it's just clearly they did not finish. They didn't finish. How are we gonna wrap this up? Like, I have no idea what we're doing.
None at all.
I will say I did like the last scene with like the D&D. That was cool. That I was fine with. That I thought was like a nice little like.
It was a nice send off, I guess.
Nice send off for everything else they've done so far. But the fight scene was just like, dude, what is happening right now?
The
MCU with
the whole thing was just like Avengers Endgame and whatever the first one. Thanos, Infinity War, and fucking Endgame. It's the same thing.
Where did it bring you? Back to me and giant spiders.
Well, when the mom, what the hell is the mother's name, chops off Vecna's head.
Oh my god, dude, that one I felt. So here's my theory for that.
I was like, okay, well, they learned from Thanos on that one. Aim for the head.
We've had Winona Ryder just stare into the distance and look sad for the last episode or last season. Let's have her do like something actually useful. That's what I think. That was what their conversation was, because this whole season, why was she there?
Why was any of these people there? You said it last week that this was bloated with people and random storylines, and you couldn't have been more on point, because they throw so much shit in this.
There's so much. The best part of this season, dude, was the new kid Derek. He was the only one who was like, yes, he deserves.
Oh, the fat kid, right? The fat kid.
He was the best. Make Derek the main character.
But even Derek is like stolen, like that whole character. Yes. Like that's stolen from I don't know what, right?
He's
like
the bully from the Goonies and every 80s movie.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, he's like Chunk, right? So
he's little, yeah. It's like, yes, I've seen this before. Anyway, still liked it.
It's over. I don't know what to say. It's over. And I mean, again, I could make this probably like three different episodes.
Red Rover.
But I mean, there was no stakes. The kids were never at risk. You knew they were never going to knock anybody off, which they didn't. Like, I mean, I thought they were going to write somebody off. They didn't write off a single one fucking person. They're never scared. Like, there's never a sign of fear in any of their faces the entire time. And whenever they're stuck and up against it and you would be shitting a brick as a fucking high school kid, they get together in some room and come up with another concocted plan. Yeah, right?
Tuesday. They don't care.
Just a day. They're crossing dimensions and all that kind of shit, and they're just like, yeah, no, it's just a thing. Oh, you mentioned girl power. This is the 80s. This girl's... Now, that was stolen from Red Dawn. Did you ever see the original Red Dawn with Patrick Swayze?
But I mean, I've just seen this scene where the girl who's all of a sudden a crack shot, when all the guys, like, you know, they're impotent with guns, are just like, I can do this. And they run up and then they don't die to the giant monster. This has been done like 80 times.
Yo.
And it was fine. She's a cool character. She's fine.
She's a fantastic shot, I'll tell you that much. She was clipping people even though she's never held an AR-15 ever.
She's fine. Yeah. It was fine, Rich. It was fine.
I mean, I just, there were so many little things that just started irritating me as it kept going on.
This was going live.
When they drove into the Upside Down in the truck, do you know how many bullets went off? Do you know that there were 3 bullets that went through that windshield?
No, but you have to understand, the only character that died was the one that was obviously going to die in the first place. Oh, dude, my God.
Every bad guy died. Every bad guy died. They killed bad guys like he was going out of style.
What was her name? Sarah Connor didn't die.
Linda Hamilton.
Yeah, Linda Hamilton died. Yeah, she just was like, you guys came out of the evil dimension, and then it blew up. Guess you guys are free to go. Which also makes me go, why was Linda Hamilton here?
Oh, thank God. Thank you. Thank you. Why was that whole point put in there at all?
Love me Sarah Connor, love me some Linda Hamilton, but like, I feel like you didn't need to have this in the show.
They served positively no purpose. They didn't even explain it away at the end. Once Elle died, that was the end of Linda Hamilton. They never explained it.
No, she's just gone, and then they go on to like gradually, like, oh, well, I guess the bald girl's gone. And you
That's
just came out of this radioactive dimension. I guess you guys are just like free to go. I don't really know why I'm here.
Why did they attack
It really
her?
was. Why was she there?
I know after the fact now because I went deep diving trying to figure out why the hell
You know why she was there? I'll tell you why she was there. Marketing. Or what did he call it?
It was one part
that was merchandising.
Not needed at all. Nor was the random scientific teacher that somehow figured out where Dusty was in the underground. Remember, they went through that whole thing
through fake science. Were you not paying attention to the fake science? Oh my God!
There was so many things that was like, are we really doing this? Yeah, but Linda Hamilton, they didn't explain, again, it goes back to the stupid play and the military thing, and they're trying to get Elle to utilize her blood.
Well, that's the other thing, dude. Like, there was so many things in this season, and like, we're talking about Derek, we're talking about Linda Hamilton. You know who was barely in this season until the last episode was fucking Will. Or not even Will, I'm sorry. The Mike kid, the other main character from like the previous seasons, who's just like, oh, that's right, I forgot he was here.
You mean Elle's boyfriend?
All of them, all the main characters, they were just like, they had like a bit role where they'd be like, guess we got to go figure out what's going on with the upside down, and they were silent for 3 episodes until Steve Harrington had to make like a hair joke or something, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, that's right, I forgot we wrote these characters here at the beginning.
Or how about the fact that the upside down isn't even the big thing? The upside down is just a bridge.
We're gonna
it's
move
nothing.
past this. Glad they decided to wait till season 5 to get to that. That was really cool of them.
I mean, not to mention the entire 5th season was just acted in front of a green screen. Everything is green screen.
Everything is green screen.
It was like, how can we do this where we don't need to make sets or anything? We'll just do it in front of a green screen, just like they did Avengers.
With as little work as possible.
And I'm I'm sorry, and I'll just end. We'll punch out here because we're getting to be an hour, but I got to mention it because I wanted to mention it earlier.
I was just saying the Will scene. Yeah, I mean,
the fucking Will scene.
It was memed for a reason, dude.
It's just, number one, this is the 80s, right? And there are certain things in this show that are so not 80s. Right? Like,
what are you talking about? At the very end when Will gets AIDS, when they're like, "Where does everyone go after this?" I was like, that was a bold choice.
Shot fired.
I was very impressed by them for that. I was like, well, I did not think you guys had the balls to do something. That was very like,
no,
wow, Duffer Brothers, very impressive, honestly.
I mean, can we just I got to tell you guys something. I need to tell all you guys something. I'm gay. Like,
well, the reason they totally did that too was what was it called? The Maya Hawke character, like she came out as gay in like the 3rd season, if you remember that.
I don't, but we talked about it, so I do now.
Yeah, it was a nice scene. It was a nice scene in the 3rd season. It came out organically. Like Steve was trying to like tell her he liked her. They're both giving each other these like secrets or whatever, and all of a sudden it just goes, "Oh, I'm gay." It's like this hard secret to get divulged. It was a nice scene. Everyone liked that one. And this one really just felt like, man, we got a lot of props for doing this 3 seasons ago.
What are we doing?
It again, but worse. That's going to be great.
When you read all of these stories and articles about Netflix and their percentage of like minority groups and all these like fringe, like the transgender stories and the gay stories, LGBTQ stories and all that kind of, like, again, there's no problem with them. I mean, they're stories, as so long as what we've always talked about when dealing with just crap content, like so long as they're told well, like it doesn't matter. Like a good story is a good story, right? Like this was just so shoehorned in just to been like, I'm gay. Like, I don't care.
The best part, dude. Okay, so first, I don't think he was gay until like the last season, by which I mean I don't think the writers had that even be part of his character until like, yeah, by the way, he likes Mike.
It was the one season where all of a sudden it was like, oh, he likes Mike, he's gay. I didn't see that coming because when they started, these kids are like 8 years old, and you're not talking about gay kids at 8 years old, right? But because this took 12 years to produce, at some point they get old, and then it's like, oh, well, I mean, they're kind of like teenagers now.
Yeah. I guess this is happening now. Okay. But like, did it matter that he came out at all? Because I don't think that had any impact on the finale, that this kid came out as gay. Like they didn't touch on it once, except for the scene where he's getting hit on by Jeffrey Dahmer in the bar at the very end. Just like,
right.
It's like, why is
here? It really did feel like a Netflix is inserting this because their mission is to insert as many of these. I don't want to say fringe program that kind of discredits it, but I mean, they are really big on LGBTQ, and you've read all these articles about, about numbers and focusing on minority stories and all that kind of stuff. And this one just felt like, all right, we're just sticking gayness into this 80s, like Stranger Things. And like, it really was not needed. Like, you could have gotten to the story without that. And then they tried to make it the whole, like, he's feasting on kids and he feasted on me because I'm this closet homosexual. And now that I've told all of my friends, like, it's all good. And now I can control Vecna at the key point of the story where then Elgit comes in and, like, it was just convenient, right? It was shoehorned. It was bullshit. It was dumb. I just, if you're going to make.
It came out of nowhere, dude. It's just like, man, he's gay.
Like, if you're going to make him a gay character, do it from the beginning and do it with purpose. There was no purpose in this other than to do this, like, one big reveal at the end and then be like, all right, now we got an upper hand on Vecna because I'm not gay.
But it didn't do anything. It's like you didn't even reference he was gay till the end. It's just like, why did you make me go through half of an episode to tell me this character is gay and focus on Mike's little sister who's never had a bearing on the plot or
Oh my God, the whole
Derek.
episode, the whole season was about her.
The only reason I'm is somewhat okay with. I'm not even going to say I'm okay with it. The only reason I'm somewhat okay with it is just because the very end they go, like they pass the baton. They're playing D&D. You're like, oh, that's cute. Okay, yeah, these kids are doing it now instead. Like, but still, dude, it's just like, what were you doing? Like, you had the ending scene clearly written, but you're like, how do we get there? Fuck it. Netflix wrote us a blank check. That's how.
There was a lot of fuck it in this toward the end of this show, and I think you might have mentioned it. They had 2 seasons, and they were like, this is a 2-season show, and then it caught fire, and they're like, oh crap, we gotta make stuff up as we go along.
Netflix is like, what? We can finally distance ourselves from Kevin Spacey? Oh, thank God. Okay, whatever you guys want.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to discredit the story, and I don't want to make
parts of it were really good, especially in the beginning, and there were elements of the season I liked, but there was just so much fat, dude.
Yeah, it just ran its course early, and they just did not have enough fuel to get to the end, and they just made it up as they needed. And that's really kind of what happened. And I mean, it was very Games of Thrones-ish. Like when Arya jumps up out of nowhere and does a Michael Jordan jump from the free throw line to stab the fucking Frost King or
King. From the top rope. Oh my God.
It's like, that's how we got here. That's how the Night King dies
Arya takes Jon Snow's finale and she aces it. Oh, let's go, man.
Dunks right on his head. It was very much like that. And, I don't know. I just felt bad because I think that, I don't know, with a little more forethought, you could have nailed the ending a little bit better than what they did. But, again, it's supposed to be an 80s nostalgia show. And, I guess you shouldn't expect too much from the goddamn thing. Although, I'll tell you what, they killed people with no regard. I know that some of those guys were bad guys, but like Hopper and all the rest of them, they were shooting up even Elle had that guy point the gun to him and
I was going to
had
say
him commit suicide in his head.
They're just like, we're going to move past the morality aspect here real quick.
Like these kids were killing people with no remorse.
This group of one grown man and make-believe 17-year-olds actually are as much force as an entire squadron of Navy SEALs, it turns out.
Right? Like who was the boss bitch again? Who was the boss chick?
Sarah Connor? I don't know.
No, not Sarah Connor. The young one who was like, she became Rambo.
Nancy.
Nancy was killing people. Like she's not religious at all. She had no second thought about killing people.
That ball of like, what could it be? I'll shoot it. Like, what the fuck was that? I'm sorry. Like, whose reaction is, let's shoot first, ask questions later. Like, what Rambo movie is this supposed to be? I know she has the haircut. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, well, anyway.
I think we all agree. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just gotten, it got to a point in the middle of that last season where I you kind of knew it was going away and you kind of felt like it was losing juice. And sure enough, you're there and you're like, wow, I didn't think it was going to lose it like this.
I didn't think it was going to be that bad.
Yeah. And I really hope that giant spider was just in there because that guy was a fan of the Kevin Smith story. And he
what
said,
if we had Superman fight a giant spider?
Giant spider. Go look it up because it is an awesome story by Kevin Smith. So anyway, all right, let's wrap it up there. And I'm sure we'll revisit this final, many times in the future. But it was some horse shit. But it was
a choice.
It was fun. Give stuff to bitch on. So. All right, well, until next time, show 3 coming up. We'll figure out some kind of new, hopefully good content to talk about, although we just somehow have a way of finding the bad stuff.
Yeah, we can figure it out.
We'll find it. All right, with that said, peace out. Talk to you later. See you.